ALIenARMy. I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel we discuss everything out of this world. So today's topic, you can tell that I have my little jamming earbuds and my beautiful magic wand over her, that we are going to be having a random candid chit chat. And this is something that occurred to me as I was finishing up my beautiful salad earlier, and it is in regards to the Ark of the Covenant. So there was a message that I had channeled from Saturn a few days ago that I wrote down in regards to the Ark of the Covenant. The thing is that I didn't know what it means, but I write them down anyway, these little random musings. And so it was finally bestowed upon me today that I am to speak about the Ark of the Covenant. So what exactly is the Ark of the Covenant? Now, if you want to take the Bible definition, it's really like something that is allegedly purporting to contain the 10 Commandments, something to that effect. And, you know, this ain't about the technical definition or the biblical definition, because we all know that the Bible is ideally to be read in metaphorical concepts rather than literal facts. So I'm not saying that the Ark of the Covenant physical object does or does not exist. It ain't about that. Y'all ain't here for that. Y'all here for channeling. So let's get started. So the Ark of the Covenant is, if you want to take into consideration an ark, if we even think of the story of the Noah's Ark, the ship, right, the vessel, the ship, and then we have basically the definition of covenant is an agreement of some sort. Okay, so let's get into the Ark of the Covenant and why it is purported to be contained in Solomon's temple, I believe. And then we have the pillars that I always speak about, Jachin and Boaz, which are the they are depicted as white and black figures, which represents the unification of the poles, the opposites. That's why they're depicted as poles. That just came to me now. Thank you, universe. We always freestyling up in there. Okay, so let's get into first the definition of ark, and then we will move into the definition of covenant. So ark in Latin is arca, and this means a chest, a box, a flat-bottomed boat. Okay, so we already have a box which can contain something, which we can take literally as the Ark of the Covenant, or we can take chest as in another, like a chest, like a treasure chest, right? Or, because we're going to get into that, so we can take the chest as this right here, like where the heart center, where the heart chakra is, okay, anahata. And it's also, you know, as I said, a flat bottom boat, which is the vessel. So also we want to keep in mind that the heart resides in the vessel of the humanoid vehicle. Okay, so then we have covenant, and then in Latin this basically is convenire, and then this means agreement, clause, contract, or come together. Okay, so we keeping all this in mind, right? Like we're coming together with an agreement or a clause or a contract, and what's coming together is the rectification of the poles, the unification of the opposites of the black and the white, the hot and the cold, the good and the evil, whatever you want to take, right? But the physical depiction is Jachin and Boaz. They are depicted as black and white, okay? And they're also found on the High Priestess Tarot card. Now, in the Bible, if you want to use it as a metaphysical manifestation tool, that's the way I read the motherfucking Bible, then we will know that to pass into where the Ark of the Covenant is, what I just explained, like the vessel containing the vessel containing the agreement, okay? So the vessel is the chest or the box, the flat bottom boat, which is containing the coming together of the contract, okay? These are allocated to the seeker after they step through the poles of Jachin and Boaz, okay? And this entails uniting inside the heart chakra, the center, the conscious and the subconscious, the good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the fear and the blessings, all of that shit united, you know what I'm saying? All of it at the heart center when this is united, that is your agreement to live as a god on earth. And that is the secret of the Ark of the Covenant when we are looking at it from a metaphorical perspective, okay? So with this being said, let me just get a little bit into what I mean by this. Now, I have so many other videos on this that it really doesn't need to be reiterated again and again, but just to, you know, so everyone is on the same page, okay? We're all, you know, guiding the fucking vessel of ourselves. Just so we're swimming in the same sea right now in this video. If we take into this what you do in order to activate the heart center, which is purportedly hidden in the realm after you step into the poles of Jachin and Boaz, you rectify everything. You understand that everything has its pole, as said in the Kabbalion. Great reference if you want more information about poles. But basically, when you rectify everything, everything remains neutral, and then that is how you rectify the heart center, the heart chakra in the humanoid vessel. So remember, if we took it to all of these definitions, okay, it's an inside agreement of the heart that you have made to live as a god on earth and to manifest whatever the fuck you want after you have rectified the poles. Because once you understand that good and evil are essentially the same thing in different degree, then ain't nothing gonna affect you, bother you, interfere with the way you piloting your motherfucking vessel in the physical realm domain, okay? So that is the representation of unification of the opposites, and also the black and white, you know, the checkerboard floor and shit like that. It's depicted a lot in like Freemasonry art and things of that nature. So you know, it's all fucking given to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's only for the enlightened seeker to understand. So when we are rectified in our heart center, when we accept everything as having its poles, then we are essentially true neutral. And the heart is also the center of the chakras in the chakra system. It's what unites the upper chakras and the lower chakras together. So you are grounded, but you are living through your heart chakra in the ethers, because the ethers are, you know, there ain't no fucking limit in the fucking ethers, right? Everything is now. So something else that I do want to say is that now you are the vibrational gravity. This is how you manifest things from this context, what I am seeing here. You are gravity. Gravity is not necessarily something that is pulled down. If you want to think of the scientific definition of gravity, then, you know, it's something that is pulled down to the core of the earth, but it's not necessarily pulling down, it's just pulling everything to it. It's like a black hole. It's like it's just sucking everything into it. That's how you want to think of your heart chakra. Like a fucking incubus or a succubus black hole, but it's really not. It's like illuminated in the green light. You know, green means go. Everything that your heart chakra resonates with has the green light, and that indicates go. Or G for gravity. I don't know. I'm freestyling right here, okay? We gonna roll with it, okay? So when we think of gravity, not in the context of like, I don't know what the fuck it is. Is it physics? I don't know. Like I said, y'all ain't here for no fucking science lesson, okay? Y'all here for the channeling. So I don't know if it's physics or I don't know what the fuck it is, basically. But the gravity that is emitted, how you manifest your desires, is like you are your desires and you're drawing everything to you via the frequency that your heart chakra is emitting, the waves that are vibrating outwards, okay? This is how you are basically accumulating physical mass to enter your line of vision in the 3D. You're doing it from the resonance of your heart chakra. So that's why it's very important when we're discussing the Ark of the Covenant and things like, pardon me. Whew, lavender oil. It's lavender essential oil, okay? So, when we are rectified and we are unified, once we have, you know, united Jachin and Boaz, then we are emitting either a neutral frequency, or now we have the potentiality to create things that pique our passions, beings, okay? And that is how we are coming in, you know, with the spirit, okay? With the spirit of the ethers, once everything is, you know, at its natural set point of true neutral, that is when you can manifest things that you actually want to see, that are going to elevate you into higher planes of ecstasy, so to speak, okay? So once we are united, once we have accepted that every possibility exists, and not one possibility is better or worse than the other, because remember, better, worse, what? They're the same thing, different degree. And we are united in our heart. Now we unlock the key, you know, we are the key of the Ark of the Covenant. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? We have the key. We unlock the heart chakra, which is the core, okay? Because check this shit out, okay? Cor in Latin means heart. So, you like how this shit works? You like how this shit works, okay? It's all, I'm telling you, information is readily available for the fucking eye that chooses to see. You know what I'm saying? So now that is the core. So remember, like, we want to think of the technical scientific definition of gravity. It's purported to be something that is like sucking things into the core of the earth, right? The core of the, we ain't having this debate. I say this in almost every video of the, right? This is a technical definition of gravity, which they give you, which I'm seeing now. Thank you, universe. I'm telling you, I love these freestyle ass fucking channel sessions. This information just be flowing and we just be going, you know what I'm saying? So core, as they tell you, if they want you to picture big globe, globalist, you know, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You want to picture a big globe, and then in the center they typically depict like the core of the earth, okay? And then what is it purported? Something to the effect of, and I ain't no science whiz, so I mean, but roughly to my understanding is that they purport that everything is being sucked to the core, right? Like it just wants to get closer to the core, and whatever the fuck the core is doing, like everything is just gravitating towards the core, which, as we just said, indicates that it is equating to the word heart, okay? So everything in your center, because think about your center chakra is, you know, the core is the heart, okay? And so you want to think of yourself as, once you have rectified everything, you are now gravitationally going to be drawing everything to you, much like they purport in science that things are gravitationally drawn to like the core of the earth, right? Everything just, it's like, you know, you throw a ball in the fucking air and then it comes down, right? For whatever reason that is, okay? They basically stipulate that, you know, the earth has such a, you know, a magnetic core to it that things are just going to want to flow to that, okay? So we want to just take that representation, and then we want to put it into like a metaphor for your heart chakra, and then that is how you create your reality, okay? So when you rectify everything, right, when you pass through the gates of Jachin and Boaz, and then you unlock the Ark of the Covenant, and you are now realizing that you have an agreement, as we wanted, you know, we did the definitions already, you made an agreement now to live as a god on earth when you have unlocked your heart chakra. And essentially what is happening is that this agreement is, you understand now that you are the gravitational pull to everything that is making its way to you. Now, earlier along in your journey, or you know, so sometime before, you might have been drawing things to you that you did not like because of your focus on it. Because remember, gravity is neutral, okay? Gravity is just neutral. It's just being pulled towards something, okay? And it's drawing things to it, right? So whatever your heart is focused on, that's why, you know, you tend to feel things in your chest. Remember the definition, chest, You see how this all fucking ties together? Okay, so when you are feeling something in your chest, either you're feeling neutrality, you're feeling lightness, you're feeling airy, and just like no sense of being, right? You're just like, you're in the moment, you're fluid, or your heart can feel very restricted, okay? And that is counterproductive to manifesting things that you actually want to experience that are going to make you feel good, right? So we always want to think of manifestation from the core, from the heart. The heart chakra needs to be on board absolutely for anything manifestation, because what's going to happen? If the heart is the center, it is the core, it's the gravitational pull. I say this probably in a lot of videos too, but Greg Braden has a lot of videos about more of like how the heart has a vibratory frequency and whatever, right? Because, you know, everything is waves, you know what I'm saying? So it's emitting waves, and then waves are matching up with that frequency of the wave that the heart is emitting, okay? So when you are in a state of misalignment, when let's say your lower chakras are manifesting predominantly, your heart chakra is out of balance, and you might be manifesting things that are tight, constricted, very rigid. So the 3D might not seem very malleable from that sense. The 3D might seem more stubborn if you're too focused and fixated on it. Now it's standing still. When you don't want time to stand still, when you're trying to manifest something, when you want time to speed up so you could live in the moment of actually having that which you desire. If the lower chakras are coming in too strong, the gravity is going to pull things to make the heart feel stuck. Now, if the upper chakras are overly stimulated and they're not balanced properly, then what's going to happen is that there might be a sensation of things flowing into the experience, but they're not going to stick, right? There might be little glimpses of things that you want to manifest, but it'll be like for a split second in the 3D, and then it'll seem to like vaporize, right? Because there's nothing there stable to ground it. So you might be feeling light and breezy a lot, but if there's no grounding, and if the heart chakra is not in communication with the lower chakras and your upper chakras, and the upper chakras are predominant, you're going to be manifesting something, and yeah, it might feel good for a second in the 3D, but it's not going to last because the lower chakras are imbalanced and the upper chakras are overstimulated. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not going to be grounded into too much stability that you're going to be able to actually enjoy your manifestation. So it's like you're trying to manifest vegan ice cream, mint chocolate chip, fuck yes. You're manifesting that, and you're feeling good in your heart chakra, right? But your lower chakras are all discombobulated, but your upper chakras, you're like, oh, I got this. So then what happens? You manifest like the mint chocolate chip ice cream, but you see someone else eating it, and then you're like, oh shit, where'd you get that? And then you go into the store where they tell you to fucking buy it, the ice cream shop, whatever the fuck, and then you go in, they just so happen to be all out of mint chocolate chip, right? So that's essentially what's going to happen with an overstimulated upper chakra region, and the heart chakra is not on board. The core things, you will manifest things that make you feel good, but you're not, they always seem to be like they are out of reach. Whilst the lower chakras, if they are overstimulated, like I said, it's going to be like a sensation of someone, you want to manifest the vegan mint chocolate chip ice cream, and then you see everyone else walking by with their mint chocolate chip ice cream, and you're like, where'd you get that? They're like, oh man, like from that store over there. And then you get lost on your way to trying to find the store. It seems like it takes forever for you to drive to that store to get the, this is a fucking weird example, whatever, it's okay, light examples here. But it takes forever for you to try to find that store, and you're like, well, they told me it was right up the block, I don't see the store. And you're just wandering aimlessly for like an hour, and all you're focused on, they told me the store is right here, the mint chocolate chip. You're so focused on getting it in the physical that the time seems to take longer in order for you to get to the destination of the mint chocolate chip, right? So the key here with the Ark of the Ark of the Covenant is that you want to make sure that the heart is centered first. It's always, I would say, imperative in terms of manifestation. It's imperative to have the heart chakra, the core, in congruence with the rectification of the opposites of Yakin and Boaz. And then what you do is you are stable, you come to true neutral, and then you're like, okay, I understand that time doesn't really exist and that everything is now, and the more that I radiate my gravitational waves from the frequency of my heart, just not really, you know, focused on like keeping the two sectors of the lower chakras and the upper chakras in harmony. You're not getting too flight of fancy. You're not getting too grounded and dour, right? You're just sort of like, you're balanced. You're like, I know that I am the gravity, and whatever the fuck I want is arriving to me now because I am it, so therefore it cannot be separate from me. That's really what the Ark of the Covenant is. So when you understand that you are the gravity and your heart chakra, because that's why things that make you feel good, you feel light in your chest region, right? And things that feel bad, you feel constricted in your chest region, because that's the gravitational center. That is the center chakra. That's the green light for whatever the fuck you want, right? That's what, think about it. Think about it, homie. Why they make the fucking, what are they called? Oh my God. Need some lavender oil while I fucking ponder this. The street lights? Yes, the street lights. You know when you're like, there's like a light and it's like a red, a yellow, and a green, and the green signifies go. Okay. Wow. Anyway, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? So you have these lights. Why does the green mean go? The green always means go because the heart chakra is always on, right? It's like that shit don't shut off, okay? That shit is like 7-Eleven. It's always open. It's always ready for business, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like you're emitting that frequency, but you don't realize that it's always on, right? It's not shutting off. It's not closed, okay? But if there's an imbalance, then the lower chakras can be pulling a motherfucker this way to seem like things are taking forever in the 3D, or it can be pulling shit from the ethers that are like, you get a glimpse of it, but you can't really keep your grasp on it, right? And so this is not, you know, it's not a healthy place to be, and that's why whenever you feel something, you feel it in your heart center, because that's the gravity. So we want to think also of Anubis. I do have another video on Anubis, and he signifies that, you know, you enter the gates of heaven into the afterlife, right? You resurrect yourself when your heart is as light as a feather, and he has the symbol of the scales, the ultimate symbolism of balance, in my opinion. Well, maybe not the ultimate, but it's kind of up there, you know what I'm saying? So he's like this, and he's like, you enter the gates of heaven when your heart is as light as a feather. Just like when you pass through Jacques and Boaz, you're neutralized, right? Like there's no constriction in the heart. There's no like, whoo, like flighty type of anxious energy. There's no impatient. It's just like, it's true neutral, okay? And that is how you understand. So the only gravity one may concern themselves with is the gravity that they are emitting from their heart center. The rest is just physics, and that is how you manifest things that you actually want to happen. And you're able to be so stable yet ethereally inclined that you can enjoy your manifestations in the physical, and you know that you're constantly expanding, and you're not gonna ever like get to a final destination point ever, that you keep growing. So once you have this manifestation, now the ethers are signaling you, yes, you're enjoying this, but look at this up ahead. We have something else amazing that is going to fit in with what's going on in the 3D realm physically. Now it's going to tie together nicely, and that is the next phase of your manifestation, right? That's your clear and centered heart chakra, the core, the Ark of the Covenant, the agreement that you essentially make with yourself, that you understand the fucking power of the vibration of your heart frequency, that you are the gravity and everything is getting drawn to you, the core, and you are just you're living out whatever it is that you are feeling and vibrating at. And the best indicator of how you're feeling is like, does your heart chakra feel restricted, or is it open and free? Is it neutral? Do you feel as light as a feather in every moment that you are enjoying your experience in the 3D? So, little short, candid chit chat, but that's what they wanted me to talk about today. So that is what I have for you in terms of the Ark of the Covenant and manifestation and the heart chakra gravity. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful stroll today. I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.